Hello, vinyl community. It's been a little while since I shot a video, so I thought I would go ahead this evening and shoot one real quick. Um, just going to show off part of the collection. Some of these you may have seen, some of them you may not. We'll start with this. This is the Big Sounds of the Drags. This is an original release in the 60s. It's just sounds of the Drags. It's on the Rainbow Capitol label. If you're into sound effects, this is a really cool record to have in your collection. I also have the Winter National somewhere. That one might still be in Michigan as far as that goes. By the way, the update on that, over half the collection is now in Tennessee, and now I'm in the process of moving houses, so it's been hectic. Here's a little Black Oak, Arkansas, self-titled. This is on the Atco label. Also for Black Oak, Arkansas, this is X-rated. Great album. This is on the MCA record label. This one doesn't have a jacket. This is the Blackwood Brothers on RCA. It's His Hands. There's the Blackwood Brothers on one of those homemade jackets I was telling you about before. This, of course, is on RCA Camden. This is just self-titled Blackwood Brothers Quartet. A little dark in here. You may not be able to see all that. This is called Back to the Rock. Still an original strength. This is a compilation album. People like Leslie Phillips, Tim Collar, Tamarack. It's a gospel Christian rock type thing. There's a compilation called The Best of Christmas. Bing Crosby, Jackie Gleason, Glenn Campbell, Nat King Cole, and numerous others. It's a 2-album set. Inside looks like. I believe this is also Capital Swirl label. Yes, it is. Another Best of Christmas. This is on the Mistletoe. This has got Gene Autry, Brooke Benton, Bobby Helms. This is on that Mistletoe label. There's a box set, The Best of Country. Box is not in the best shape, but the discs themselves are beautiful. Columbia Musical Treasures, a product of Columbia Musical Treasures. Columbia Specialty Products. This is the best of country music. Jimmy Dean, Ray Price, Carl Smith, Stonewall Jackson, just name a few. This has that Sure Fine Quality Foods advertisement at the bottom. This is on the Specialty Products label. There's some Delner Brothers. You Can Get Crazy. This, I believe, is on Warner Brothers. Complete with the original inner sleeve with the picture of them on this side, and of course the lyrics on the back. There's a little Pat Benatar and her Get Nervous album, Chrysalis record label. Also from Pat Benatar, this is Live from Earth, her live album. Still on that, with the original sleeve. Same with it. Kind of going through these fast. I got a lot I wanted to show. I'm not trying to be boring, that's for sure. But here's another Pat Benatar, 7 the Hard Way. I won't show the label. It's the same label. This is it's an RCA release, so this is a reprint for the RCA company. Here's a 78. This is Tex Beneke and his orchestra, St. Louis Blues March. The B-side is Glenn Miller, Chattanooga Choo Choo. This is on a Japanese Victor label from the 40s. Kind of different. I don't know if it's rare or not, but Tony Bennett, I Left My Heart in San Francisco. This is on the Columbia 2i label. Here's a picture disc. Meet the Berenstain Bears. I think these things are cool. A lot of people complain about sound quality on picture discs and colored vinyl. I don't seem to have an issue. Some of them sound just as good as the regular black. Here's a Brook Benton, Mercury. It's Just a Matter of Time, one of his big hits. Another Brook Benton on the countryside. He's doing some country songs. Faded Love, My Shoes Keep Walking Back to You, I'm Throwing Rice at the Girl I Love. Also on Mercury. Another compilation album, The Best of a Great Year, Volume 2. People like Jim Reeves, Nat Stuckey, Waylon Jennings, Denny Davis. This is on RCA. I believe it's just the orange RCA Dino Groove. Another Columbia specialty, The Best of the Big Bands, a Columbia musical treasury recorded in dynamic dimensions sound. People like Lionel Hampton, Sammy Kay Kaiser, Glenn Miller. Got some ringware. You're going to find a lot of my albums have ringware. It doesn't bother me as far as the ringware goes, as long as the vinyl itself sounds good and looks good. You're going to get ringware. It's all part of being part of a collection of vinyl. But this is on the Musical Treasury, Columbia. Doesn't mean I don't look for upgrades. So, sticking with that big band stuff, here's another one from that Columbia Specialty Products. The Best of the Big Bands. Count Basie, Harry James, yada yada yada. Still that same specialty label. Of course, I am missing jacket for this. I just have the original sleeve. At least I think it's original. Still Columbia. This is another 78 Miss Ralph E. Boileau, Boileau. This is a flexible 78. You can see through green. It's probably very, very difficult to see, but it's a translucent vinyl 78. Another compilation on Star Day, the best of the truck driver songs. This is a repress, by the way. This is the green 70s style Star Day. Dave Dudley, Red Sovine, Minnie Pearl. Just a few. Skeeter Davis and Bobby Bear, Your Husband, My Wife, on RCA Victor from 1970. The Country Bear Jamboree. This is on Disneyland Records. Complete with a book. This is kind of unusual. This is a football player, Terry Bradshaw, Until You, with a hype sticker, still in original shrink. 1980 on Benson Records. It's a gospel type album from Terry. A little bit different. Another big band. This is the best of the big band singers. Another Columbia specialty. Dick Himes, Doris Day, Frank Sinatra, Kitty Callan. Here's another Disney product, the story of Bambi. This is an original from the 60s. Jimmy Dodd was the narrator. Copyright 1957. I believe this is actual original to that. Of course, there's the book. It is on the Disneyland purple label, I believe. Yes, the purple label. It may not be an original, but it's still a pretty early press. Another Pat Benatar, In the Heat of the Night. And yet another one, Precious Time from Pat Benatar. This is something else kind of neat. This is Country Music's Top 10, the week of May 27th through June 2nd, 1985. These are the radio station records, I guess, sent to the radio station. This is another one. Week of May 13th through the 19th, 1985. Complete with commercials, complete with the whole 10 yards. It's kind of neat. There's a Star Day 2-record compilation, Country Music Hall of Fame. People like Buck Owens, Dolly Parton, Farron Young, Flat and Scruggs. This is in pretty much mint condition. It's beautiful. Another homepage sleeve. This is Country Music Hits featuring Eddie Arnold, Davis Sister, Jim Reeves, Pee Wee King, RCA Camden. Country's Top 14, Charlie Rich, Ray Price, Johnny Duncan, Willie Nelson, Lynn Anderson, George Jones, Mac Davis, Billy Swan. Another one of those specialty products. This is the 80s specialty product label, which is a little bit different than the one I showed earlier, so I'll go ahead and show the label on it. If you like early country, this is kind of cool. Country hit of the 40s. Al Dexter, Jimmy Davis, Wakely, Tex Williams compilation. This is on the Capitol Records. It's kind of a different. It's a yellow and orange Capitol. A little bit different than what you normally see. As you can tell, my music taste kind of varies between country and rock and roll, a little bit of everything. Country Music Hit Parade, RCA Victor, Roger Miller, Connie Smith, Donnie West, yada yada. I'm not going to take it out of that. Another one of those box sets, Country Music Cavalcade for the Good Times. Again, the box is in rough shape. It's on the RCA Specialty Products. It's a 3-disc set. Here's another one of the same series. This is Nashville Graffiti. This box set's actually not in too bad a shape considering. This is on Columbia. I don't know why each one of these box sets, even though they're in the same category, have different record labels. Nashville Scrapbook, another box set. I think this is Candlelight. Yes. And the last box set is Smoky Mountain Memories, also on Candlelight, but a little bit different black label versus the white one. These are all 3-disc sets. There's the one and only Mr. Bill Cosby and his Fat Albert album. This is on MCA. This is actually my favorite Bill Cosby album. I'm looking for a copy of this, a better one. I've had this since I was a kid, and this is rough. I couldn't even tell you what the original jacket looks like because I've never seen it. It's always just been the record. Country Boy and Country Girl. People like Don Gibson, Waylon Jennings, Bobby Bare, Donnie West. This record is trashed. It is very, very rough. It does still play. It doesn't skip, but it is very noisy because, as you can tell, this is not shiny. This is very dull from all the scratches. Maybe someday I will find a copy. Country Cavalcade. This is on the Long Line Symphony Society label. It also shows on the back pictures of how the records were made. There's the label. Another Christmas compilation. Christmas Country with Tennessee Ernie Ford, Sonny James from Husky Buckles, the Buckaroos. This is on Capitol. All of these artists were Roy Rogers, Dale Evans. This is a Pickwick. I'm sorry, this is Pickwick. This is a reprint of the Capitol. Country Gold, Volume 3, Sammy Smith, Jerry Lee Lewis, Jeannie C. Riley. Incidentally, Jeannie C. Riley's uncle, Johnny Moore, is a good friend of mine. He's been on my radio show now a couple times. You might be interested in looking up some videos on him. There's actually some videos on my page from Johnny, and he's the one that got her start in Nashville. Country's Greatest Hits, 30 great hits. Of course, in order to fit 30 songs in a record, you know they have to be cut down. Most of the instrumentals have been taken out of these. Marty Robbins, George Morgan, Statler Brothers, Johnny Cash, the list goes on and on. These are all Columbia artists. Country Music Hall of Fame, George Jones, Tommy Cash, Don Gibson, Marvin Rainwater. Tommy Cash is another artist that you'll find on our radio station, WFMCJams.tk. Famous original hits: Don Gibson, Patsy Cline, Bobby Bare, Eddie Arnold, Roy Acuff, Johnny Bond. This is on a Country Music Worldwide record label. Just a compilation of some early 50s country songs. St. William, St. Snow. This is Volume 2 of the same set, Country Hall of Fame, Volume 2. Kitty Wills, George Jones, Flat and Scruggs, Jimmy Rogers. Same record label. Almost through this box, and we'll call it a night. Teardrop. Gary and the Pacemakers, B.J. Thomas, the Shirelles, Little Anthony. This is on Era Records. Bill Cosby. I started out as a child. This is the Warner Brothers label. Just put you back to the 60s on Bill. Another common one for Bill. Why Is There Air? And Wonderfulness. Rita Coolidge on A&M, Love Me Again. Nice picture of Rita inside. I think Rita was a very beautiful lady. She was with Chris Christopherson there for a while. Comes with lyrics, a lyric sheet. And this looks like part of a magazine article. The album was by Rita Coolidge on A&M. Just shows some of her, of course, we got the original sleeve, A&M, and the A&M record label. Whoops. Here's another early Star Day. Cowboy Copas, of course, he was in the plane crash with Patsy Cline. This is Mr. Country Music on Star Day. Of course, this is the early Star Day label. On the Nashville label, which was a subsidiary of Star Day, here's Alabama from Cowboy. There's the Nashville label. John Conley. This is IMCA. Forever is the name of the album. Here's John Conley's Friday Night Blues, of course, in a homemade sleeve. Just the vinyl. John Conley's Busted. And last but not least, one more Rita Coolidge. The lady's not for sale. Excuse me. Nice picture of Rita, front and back, and her in Stonehenge. Thank you for watching. Hope you somewhat enjoyed it. I hope to get some more out here soon. Thanks again.